I gotta admit, this is probably one of my favorite episodes of The Legend of Korra. This is Solomon Adams gave my latest review of The Legend of Korra, Season 3, Episode 11, The Ultimatum, and this was by far a crazy episode. After the aftermath of what Zahir did to the Earth Queen, and now she's overthrown, and what happened, the city of Ba Sing Se is now in chaos. There's fire, looting, and all kinds of stuff, rebellion, and I haven't seen Ba Sing Se this bad since Book 3 when the White Lotus took the city back during Sozin's comment. So, if any of you guys are die-hard Avatar fans, then you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, there. And this Bolin and Mako, after they escaped and they got the message from Zahir, they tried to make their way. They steal an airship. They even tried to take their family out of the city, and it works. But the grandma's a little stubborn. Mako had to carry her on his back. She even took the photo of the Earth Queen, even though she was a cruel, heartless witch. And even though she got what was coming to her, no one deserves to die, even in a cartoon. So, don't mind me. So, but after that, they tried to retrack the trail, finding out that Korra, the ship that carried Korra, crash landed in the desert. They found it. They retraced it back to the same oasis spring where they found her highway, and they found Korra. They find everybody. They even find Lord Zuko, and Chief Mako, and Beifong, Tom Rock, and everybody. And they get to the situation. They even explain to them what Zahir's message was. If Korra doesn't give herself up, he will destroy the Air Nation. So basically, and since all the Air Nation new airbenders are all inexperienced, so Zahir and the Red Lotus will literally destroy them, if he gets the chance. And he's not gonna hold back. He didn't hold back against the Earth Queen. He's not gonna hold back against them. And that's for certain. Also, they have to make their way back to Zaofu, since during the raid of the city, some people stole stuff from the ship, so they had to use radio in Zaofu and had to rally back. Also, I got this episode a few points, because Korra, in order to get advice to try to track Zahir down, she went back to the spirit world, where we get to see Iroh once again. And I gotta admit, Iroh is one of my favorite recurring characters in The Legend of Korra. Even though we saw him twice last season in the spirit world, during the whole spirits thing, and again in this world, and he gave pretty sound advice, especially about the relationship between his nephew Zuko and Aang. He said, ask Zuko for advice on what Aang do, since Korra doesn't have her past avatars anymore, and since the cycle was broken after what happened with Unotarlok. So, you gotta give credit where credit is due. So, anyway, after that, she talks to Zuko, and he gives her advice. Even though Aang would love for the Air Nation to thrive, he's still the Avatar, and knowing that he will gladly sacrifice himself, and it means maintaining balance in the world. So, even though he is an air nomad, he would do the best decision. So, and even meant giving up his life. So he basically told her to make her own decisions, since Aang followed his heart. She's trying to make sure that Korra follows his heart. Also, we get to learn that the new Fire Lord in the Fire Nation is Zuko's daughter. We don't know who her name is, but it's obviously the mother was May. Okay, even though she was gloomy, she did love Zuko. So, but enough about that. So, but Zuko, after that, he goes back to the Fire Nation to try to make sure that his nation and his people remain safe. After all, he was once Fire Lord. So, yeah, give credit where credit is due. That's gonna be my favorite line from now on. Also, I gotta admit, I gotta give this episode major props for the scene. And after right at the moment where Korra contacts Tenzin and let them know Zahir is right there, underneath, right above their heads. And as everybody tries to rally, Tenzin tries to evacuate and Tenzin tries to evacuate the airbenders. And Zahir does everything. Tries to do everything to block their path. Kazaa, the lava bender, he does is Kali, the combustion bender, and meanwhile the water bender, and he blocks their path. He's trying to use them as leverage, to get Korra to him, because knowing that here he's not going to hold back against anyone, even though some of them are also children, and so he's not going to hold back against none of these people, none. And I like how Tenzin stepped up in this fight, because Tenzin's always stubborn, a bit of a stick in the mud, and always like to follow the rules. But he ain't afraid to give his life to fight, because he may be all those things. Remember, he is Aang's son, so he's not going to give it up without a fight. So there you go. That's my opinion on this fight. And even though it was major on all fronts, I mean, you got Kaya also battling Meanwhile. Meanwhile's mastery of water style was impressive. Even though she's evil, is even more impressive than Kaya. I always liked how she does the ice. It's like she favors ice more than regular water. Because remember, ice you can use it as a weapon. You can use it to stab people. And then you got Kazaa. And then you got Kazaa. He's trying to fight Bumi. And Bumi, he's still a little inexperienced with the kind of airbending. I like how he tries to run. Kind of reminds me of the old Aang Avatar, how he used to run away in the first. You remember the first book? Remember that, right? That concept, and also a lot of detail. And also, I like how the fight between Zahir and Tenzin went. They battled all over the air. And it was awesome for one of their best fights. Right, and I gotta admit, it wasn't. And I gotta admit, probably Tenzin would have won, because Zahir may be good at fighting, but he's not a complete airbending master. So, but then James got the upper hand at the enemy, holding the kids hostage. I also liked how Kai stepped up as they tried to get to the Bison, tried to evacuate. And as Kali, the combustion bender, kept shooting fire from above. He literally stepped up to provide a distraction for everybody, and he even got blasted too. But he survived. Right, lucky kid. Lucky. I liked how that kid stepped up for being a common thief to an air nomad trying to fight for his friends. And I also got to admit, Jinora really does like him. She even shed tears for him a little bit when he died. So, this episode was probably one of the best major. I also like how dramatic it was at the end. How they all got the upper hand. All the bad guys got the upper hand. And Bumi and Kaya, they are knocked down. Tenzin literally took on all four by himself. He held up a good fight, but he got knocked down like a dog. But I like how his last words were, as long as there is breath in my body, I will never give up. And he took a beating over and over again. And the way the episode ended, it was heartrending, very heartrending. Because now Zahir has the airbenders in his grasp. As Kaya, Bumi, and Tenzin are right now immobilized, and Korra's so far away, she probably feels, knowing that what happened to them, she probably feels helpless. But she's gonna go confront Zahir with all her might, because she is the Avatar still. She may not have the Avatar state, but she's Korra, so she's gonna give it up if I fight. I also heard that rumors that this is going to be 2 more episodes. These are the next episode is going to be one of the last 2 episodes of The Legend of Korra. Alright, so give me your opinion. Comment, subscribe. What is your opinion about this episode? Because I put the link down in the description. I gotta give this episode props because they put an impressive fight scene in. Because we've seen Tenzin, he does do his best to fight. I mean, he didn't even remember when he first fought. When Korra tried to master airbending, when the whole Yakon, not Yakon, pause. When the whole Amon and the Equalist thing, he fought during that time, but not as much as we expect, not as much as Drive. And remember, he's not just defending the air temple, about the airbenders, his family too, because his family's there, so he's willing to do everything he must to defend his family. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this content. This is Sellavin there. Adams giving my latest review of The Legend of Korra Season 3 Episode 11, The Ultimatum, and this title definitely fits the episode to a T. Hope you enjoyed this content. Give this a thumbs up. Bye. Good luck.